What's up, Saberhood? I said I would be making a Kylo Ren Disney Park Saber chassis, and here it is. It just came in from Shapeways. A couple of features of this and a couple of points that will change. There will be more space here for the recharge port. I'm going to bring this back a little bit. Also, I machined that flattened area because I just thought it'd be easier to have a nut for the recharge port instead of threading it in, since there's not a lot of space in the speakers right here. So in the model, I will make that hole bigger to push the recharge port through, and then I'll bring the flattened area round enough so it's flush. You could use a washer right now actually, and it would be flush and there'd be no problem. Also, there's a channel for the Velcro, which keeps the battery and the Prizm down. The Prizm's nice and snug in there because I used the model that Irv so lovingly provided for us. But it's not going anywhere once you get it down in there. But either way, this Velcro works for a couple purposes. It keeps the battery in and also the Prizm. And I wanted this to be a removable battery scenario, so that's why I have the Velcro. And there'll be plenty of room for the wires up here, so you could pull it all the way out, swap the battery with the JST connector and put it back in. A couple mods you'll have to do to your parts is you will have to cut out the piece that was here. There was a vent piece right here, and so I just cut it out with the Dremel and then smoothed it out with the sander drum from the Dremel. It's still a little dirty, but I wanted to show this off. A nice thing about doing this also is that you could position the cubes to be correct to show for the vent right. Another thing I left, so what I did is I sanded all the things that were sticking out except for this one, this wire bit. I'll be using this wire bit to lock down the chassis in place. So let's go ahead and fit it in. And we have a Prizm version 5.1 in there. So what I'm waiting on is a NeoPixel adapter parts from the Custom Saber shop. So I have this slot there, and that slot will have this go down in when it passes through. So I glued these ones down, but left this one loose. So you'll slide it in. And I know from earlier that's right about there. I think we can even see the groove. Does that look like a groove? Oh no, maybe a little bit more. Okay, that looks like a groove. That looks like the groove in there. So if this pushes down, then that's the spot. All right, and we'll see how that works. But even without, there we go. It's nice. So I'd have to actually pull it out to pull the chassis out, but it's pretty snug with that Velcro. It is not going anywhere, so a nice solid chassis. We've got the bass speaker in there, and we'll see how loud it will be. There's vents. Oops, I gotta unlock it. So lift up, put that to the side, slide it out. So there's vents on this part, and you can't really see it in the 3D printed part, but there's holes on the inside around in there. All right, so let's see how it looks with the pommel on. So first, let's make sure I get it on the side with the slot. Go in. It's right about there, I think. And will this go down? Yes, it will go down. Okay, you can see it's not going anywhere. Quiet, Charlie. Let's go ahead and throw that pommel on. He's really happy right now. What? Great. It's a good fit. I don't know exactly how these line up, but I could figure that out. with the blade holder I made, there's about that much more room in there for the wires, and that much room, so they'll definitely be able to bunch up, especially because it will just be for the switches and the NeoPixel connectors and the crossguard. All right, I'll be having it up for sale on Shapeways after I make those few adjustments. Thanks for watching.